Hi, it's Sara Levin, the Artful Inker here, with Card 9 in my 10 Days of Christmas series. Today we're going to be using Christmas Bauble, and I'm going to start with a piece of Whisper White and ink my stamp with Versamark. Give this a little rub over, and I'm going to stamp this a second time as well. And then I'm going to sprinkle on some gold embossing powder. And there's my image. So I will be back in a moment with these heat embossed, and we will proceed with the next step. So I'm back, and these have been embossed. I don't know if you can see the gold here. And I'm going to start and color them. I'm choosing to use my Rich Razzleberry and Old Olive Blendabilities. These come in 3 color variations. And for my Rich Razzleberry, I'm going to use the light and the dark for my coloring. So I'm going to start out here on the edge and color just a little bit, and then I want to flick in a little bit of the dark for shading along this edge, and then I'm going to come right back and blend that out. Come down here and again work my light color in, and then flick in this darker bit for some shading, and then come back and work that whole area along here. Okay, and then I want to come back here on this side, and I'm also going to give a little bit of shading. I don't always do this on both sides, but for my ornament I've decided that the way the light will fall, I do want a little bit of shading on both sides. And then let's bring that, and again down here in this edge, and then a little bit of this deeper shade, the dark, and then blend that out. And then I'm also going to color down here, and again with the shading, stroking in the darker. This will be a little darker, it's down at the bottom, won't have quite as much light space. Okay, and then we have this little bit at the top here. Now let's cap these. Carefully slide my lids on. And off to the Old Olive. And here I'm going to use the medium and the dark. Okay. May want the bullet on this dark as well. Hold on a second as I pull this off. Okay. And there's this little bit of curled leaf here. top of the curl here. And here I want to come in with a little bit of my lighter shade and kind of blend a bit. And again with the bullet here and a little bit there. Okay. So, and then I'm just going to come in here with this lighter shade around. And I think, before I go too much further, that I want to bring in my color lifter and help just spread some of this color. Okay. And same thing here, going to go around the edge. And bring in this lightest shade on this one a little bit for a little more shading. So I've finished coloring the leaves over here, and I want to come back in and do the berries. And for those, I'm going to be using the Cherry Cobbler Blendabilities in the medium and the light. And I'm going to start with laying down a little bit of light in each one of the berries and come back in and stroke on a little bit of the medium shade. The Blendabilities are great. They come in 3 shade packs for each color, so there's no question as to what colors, what shades to work with within a color grouping. And okay, there we have our berries. I just want to give this just a little more highlighting, low lighting. I guess that would be low lighting since I'm putting in some shadows. And that's an easy thing to do. So I have cut out my Christmas ornament and my second set of leaves, and then this middle section from the second ornament. And I want to adhere this. I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue, and that's one of the lovely things about stamping a second one is some of the areas that I might have colored outside the lines just don't matter. So that gives me a nice clean look. Now before I adhere these, gold dazzling details. So I'm going to add that up here at the top of the ornament, and then I'm going to squeeze some out and then use the tip to spread this around so that I'm not looking for a thick coat. I just want to add a little gold sparkle to the top there. And then I think the center of my ornament also needs a little sparkle. And I think while we're here, these 2 little guys out here on the end. Don't want to go overboard, but I do want to bling it just enough. Now, I've got this extra set of leaves and berries, and I'd like my leaves to have a little bit of dimension, so I'm going to gently stroke them across my bone folder and then add some adhesive to just the berry section. And I'm actually going to offset these a little bit so that it looks like I've got a few more leaves sitting on the top there. So I'm going to set this aside to dry just a moment, and then I'll be right back and we will finish this up. And my ornament is dry and just lovely, and it's time to assemble the card. So I'm using Blackberry Bliss as my base, and it is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to use a piece from the Moonlight Designer Series paper pack as my layer, and it is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Love the Blackberry Bliss stripes. And I'll just lay this right down here and center it. Okay, and then I need my dimensionals because I am going to put the holiday ornament on dimensionals, of course. Okay, and I've got a piece of 1/8 inch gold ribbon and an adhesive transfer sheet, and I like this for my ribbon. It gives me plenty of tacky on the one side, and I'm not trying to put my favorite multi-purpose glue on there, which tends to leave a mark on the ribbon, and I'm not trying to put snail or fast fuse on there and hit this tiny space. So I'm a little bit long. Let me put this on here and come straight across, and then just trim this last little bit. Oops. Then I've used the Scattered Stars punch on some gold glimmer paper, and I've chosen 3 of the larger stars, and I'm just going to dot them with some multi-purpose glue. Last one down, and here's card number 9 in my 10 Days of Christmas. So subscribe to my YouTube channel before you go, and then click in the upper left to go to my blog, theartfulinker.com, where there will be a complete supply list as well as closer look at this card. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.